our guest this evening as well. Abha Singh, the question is, what is the solution? Can the government step in? Now, if the government steps in to regulate social media, then that's entering into very, very tricky territory, because it'll then become an arm to censor social media, especially social media that doesn't suit the government. What do you do in a situation like this? Many people are saying, oh, there is nothing to regulate social media, which is why things like this are happening, which is why creators are getting away with putting out this sort of shit on air. But if a regulation does come, and the matter was in court as well, the government was forced to withdraw the draft. If a regulation does come, it'll end up being censorship. It'll end up killing free speech.
The government had to withdraw the draft because it said it would strike down certain things in the social media or whatever words, which and it was discriminatory. It did not set down any rules and guidelines. So here what we are saying is, like for the movie world, you have the censorship, you have a censor board, or you have guidelines for advertisements also. But if you see in the social media, there is no regulation. And I think freedom of speech itself, the fundamental right which talks of freedom of speech, says that freedom of speech can have reasonable restrictions imposed on it if it hurts public decency, morality and public health. So for that part, even the constitution allows reasonable restrictions. So I think if people like Ranveer Allahbadia are going to misuse the freedom of speech to make it so crass, vulgar, that it violates the law of the land, it violates section 67 of the IT Act, it violates 296 of the BNS, which says that if it is something is prurient to mind, it's lascivious, or it depraves the young mind who is watching it, then it is an offense. And in fact, there are punishment up to 3 years to 5 years, which is prescribed. So if you are violating the law of the land, which says its obscenity is not permitted, then I think action needs to be taken. And that is why Assam government has registered an FIR, or people have moved the Bandra court against the comments of Ranveer Allahbadia. So if people are not going to self-regulate themselves, not respect each other's privacy, dignity, and also it violates the dignity of the woman, because here it is a mother that is concerned, and that also under the BNS is an offense, because earlier we had a law under the IPC also that violating dignity. Now it is section 79 of the BNS, which says words, gesture or act that intend to indulge in the modesty, insult the modesty of a woman. So, you know, forget modesty. This is vulgar, perverse, depraved. So can we allow this? If people are going to misuse, and not only Ranveer Allahbadia, several other comedians, stand-up comedians in particular, because they feel that if they are going to use dirty words, vulgar words, they will get more likes, they will get more money, they will get more followers. So I think then it will have to, if you are not regulating it, then be ready to go to the jail, be ready to face the punishment as per the law you have violated.